5 things that will transform your Etsy business. Last week, I had a conversation with a business owner who sold over $45 million in products. And in that conversation, we talked about the things that transformed her business. And today I'm going to teach them to you and show you how to apply them to your Etsy shop. And if you're new here, my name is Dylan Jarris and I'm an Etsy seller of 8 years. I've made over $1 million on the platform in profit. And I also sell on Amazon and Shopify. And my entire background is corporate e-commerce. So I work for some big companies like Zappos and Zulily. And now I have a company of about 25 people, and we are teaching thousands of Etsy sellers through our private one-on-one coaching how to scale their businesses, whether they are a brand new shop or already doing 7 figures. This conversation with this other entrepreneur was amazing. She started her business on Kickstarter, then made $2 million in her first year. She ended up doing over $45 million on this one product category. Head over to the podcast to listen to the full conversation. But in this video, I'm going to give you 5 big takeaways that you can apply to your shop right now. The first thing is to stop adding value that doesn't add value. We talked about her experience on Kickstarter, where when someone puts in money, sometimes they're rewarded with a t-shirt or a hat that has maybe the logo of the business on it. Now, she pointed out that people don't want the stupid t-shirt or the hat.
First of all, nobody knows you, and you're just complicating your fulfillment process by now you have to go out and find a good t-shirt or a hat manufacturer. And a lot of times people just want to support you. They don't actually want the hat or the t-shirt because it's not that cool anyway. So just don't even waste your time. Just sell the widget, multiples of the widget, so people can support you and just give you money for the thing. And if they don't want the thing, they can just support you and you don't have to send them a stupid hat or a t-shirt.
And on Etsy, I see this happening all the time with sellers who are adding in bonuses that people don't realize are there. So the buyer doesn't even understand they're getting this bonus thing until they get it. So it's not part of them making their decision. It's not swaying them to make a decision. They end up getting something that they usually didn't really want. And it is more difficult to communicate bonuses on Etsy, such as, buy 3, get 1 free, buy 3, get 30% off, buy 4, get 40% off, buy 5, get 50% off. It's usually not communicated clearly enough to impact your conversion rate. And if you really want to test this out, then have variations in your listing where the bonus is actually turned into a bundle. Journal by itself, journal plus pen, journal plus carrying case, and they're paying a little bit more. It doesn't have to be the full value of that extra, but we want to see if people even value it enough to choose it. Another way I see this happening on Etsy is when you add elements to your products that the customers don't even care about, or maybe your customer doesn't even realize that that is part of the product. So look at all the different elements and all the different areas that you put time into making something and really ask yourself, does the customer know about this? Do they care about this? If the answer is no to both of those, I would recommend cutting that out of the process. The second thing we talked about that you can apply to your business is always focusing on solving a problem with your product. With her, she sold journals. She has ADHD and she just really found it hard to manage her life. She ended up creating a journal that was for people with ADHD, and it was solving such a pain point that she knew very, very well. For example, let's say you want to sell journals. What pain point is that solving? It's a very open-ended product, but find a way to make it solution-oriented. What is a problem that people have that a specific type of journal could solve? All right, the third thing, not taking on a business partner because you feel insecure. When you don't know what you're doing everything for the first time, you feel like you need some help. If you don't have the knowledge and the skills, you're much better off paying for those instead of giving up equity to someone who hopefully has those. Always pay for knowledge before giving away equity. And in the beginning, equity is cheap because your business isn't worth much. But in the end, it comes at a huge cost because partnerships rarely go long-term. Don't say yes to an easy solution that is going to create a much bigger problem for you later. The fourth thing we talked about was tiers of products. She sells on Shopify and Amazon. She actually doesn't sell on Etsy yet, but I want to talk to her about that. What types of products do you put on Shopify versus Amazon? And she shared with me her tier system. So she has tier A, tier B, and tier C products. Now, tier A products are the products that, mass appeal, evergreen, maybe 80% of your revenue is coming from those core products. That is a line that she recommends putting on Amazon. It's going to be much more highly searchable, have a higher conversion rate, more mass appeal. And then things like limited edition colors, new launches, limited edition launches perhaps were tier B and C products. And she recommends having those on your website. Simpler fulfillment with more limited quantities available. And then it also keeps people coming back to your website to see what's new. Limited edition colors and limited edition product lines aren't typically going to be highly searched, and they're not going to build up a really strong top of the search results ranking on Amazon. So basically her core products, mass appeal, they built up a strong review history, a really strong ranking, and they were always going to be there.
So I bought like a mosquito spray stuff off Amazon, and they had instructions on their site that like got me back to their site. And now if they wanted to retarget me or give me a better deal, if they come from Amazon, give them this link on the packaging, and then so maybe they retarget me on Facebook with a special offer, and that's how they would make me their customer instead of Amazon's.
If you are in a situation where you are expanding across platforms, before you do that, get your products into a tiered system. I recommend not bringing everything over, just focusing on a couple of core products. And that is actually what I did with my business as well when I expanded into Amazon Handmade. Now, the last thing I want to bring up is something we did not talk about, but I really believe you have to do this in your shop, especially as you're growing and expanding. It's going to transform your business and save you a ton of money in the long run. Having every single employee sign a non-compete and an NDA. You can get one on Rocket Lawyer with a free trial. That's like one of the easiest ways to get a template for this. And I say this because when I was starting a business, one of the biggest mistakes I made was sharing information on my suppliers. And I shared this with a friend of mine at lunch. And it was about 6 months into the business. I was doing over $10,000 a month, and we were just chit-chatting about it. And about a month later, I got a Facebook message from her saying, "Hey, just want to let you know I opened an Etsy shop. I'm basically selling the exact same things as you." I'm like, wow. First, I'm shocked you told me. For 6 full years, she literally copies all my listings, my whole shop. So my advice here is don't share information about your business. Keep it high level, keep it vague. Be vigilant of people who are trying to just pick your brain so they could potentially copy you. Don't overshare. And any employee, have them sign non-compete, NDA, especially once they start logging into Etsy. If you have them log in or on your computer, they will see if you're making $50,000 a month, they're going to want a piece of that. And just beware. Just beware. And I hope this was helpful to you. And if you'd like to see that actual conversation, head over to the podcast. It's Etsy Seller Success with Dylan Jarvis, and check out the whole conversation. And if you like the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Until now, I didn't really have many sales in my Etsy shop. Almost 2 months ago, I bought the course. I can see a steady growth, increase in my views, especially in my conversion rate, which was very low before.